Computer. Okay, so we're going to get ready to get started. And
Yeah.
thank you so much, um, Ron Felder, for joining us tonight. We're going to talk about how to understand PHEAA and financial aid. And you are the expert. So I know that you are going to give us all kinds of wisdom and knowledge and expand our understanding of what we need to do to get into the best position as it relates to financial aid. And it's all changed. So I'm just going to start by having you introduce yourself. What city are you from? Where did you start your education at? Just so people might want to connect with you, they can find out a little bit about you.
Correct. Well, first and foremost, I'm originally from New York City. I moved here to Philadelphia about 19 years ago.
Mm.
Um, Education, New York City Board of Ed, public school, college, Johnson Wales University, Providence, Rhode Island. Well, first 2 years started in South Carolina, Charleston, and then finished my last 2 years in Providence, Rhode Island. Been doing financial aid, I want to say the past 15, 16, 17 years of that, in
Wow.
that range. Yeah, pretty much have been
Okay.
in that field. So kind of live in this world. They say once you get in there, you can't get out, and they're 100% about that.
And it's really interesting because all of us have come full circle with this whole idea of college because my children have gone through college now, and yours is he in his second, third year?
Mine is in his second and a half, third year-ish, I think. One of them, yep, he
So,
is.
so we're all, in that place where we're going through, and hopefully tonight we'll answer a lot of questions that individuals might have about the whole financial aid process. Um, and every state has its own, I'm going to say, kind of PHEAA financial aid structure within their state. Is that correct? Or is PHEAA
Some
just
do, some don't. Some do, some
okay?
don't. Not every state has a state agency. Pennsylvania is one of the luckiest who actually probably have the best one. And then next, I would go to New York State. But Pennsylvania pretty much is like the creme de la creme of having this state grant agency, as well as the supporting cast that
Hmm.
supports the residents of Pennsylvania. So yes.
That's excellent. I always learned something new. I thought that most states, would do the same thing. So it's good information because as students consider what state they may apply to various colleges, they need to know what they have, what they offer from a state level and then from a federal level.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us some of the history of PHEAA, how it got started, and what
Uh,
it does.
History of PHEAA. PHEAA was started by the great K. Leroy Irvis in regards to just finding a way to educate Pennsylvania residents and make it affordable so it wouldn't be so financially impactful to their lives. PHEAA is the Pennsylvania Higher Education Assistance Agency. Our objective is to administrate all Pennsylvania state grants as well as special program funds to Pennsylvania residents. However, we do submit funds to outside states as well.
Mm-hmm.
These reciprocal states are Delaware, Massachusetts, Ohio, Vermont, West Virginia. Those states are reciprocal because they play nice in the sandbox with us. They send us their state grants as well. My role as a higher education access partner, along with the other 12 other access partners that are in my department, we are scattered around the Pennsylvania Commonwealth to support parents and students who are looking to go into higher ed. My job is to make sure I do I complete financial aid nights, scholarship nights, FAFSA completion workshops, which I'm in as we say, the peak of it right now,
Yeah.
with the new student FAFSA application, as well as explain to the Commonwealth of our new state grant, which would be called Grant Us. So that will be our new state grant name. It'll be Grant Us going forward. That's a new platform. So you'll start, everybody will start seeing communications down the line in the next couple weeks or months in regards to Grant Us.
So are you saying PHEAA is going to change to that?
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So that's going to be a whole new set of literature and
Mm-hmm.
information and
Yep.
some shifts in the website and
Yep.
all of that.
In fact, I'm working on some of those literatures myself. I'm kind of spearheading certain uh publications. So yes.
Awesome. Well, while we're there talking about the whole process of fear, what made you really passionate when you got into it? You know, you probably thought you were going to stay into it like 2 years and then you'll move on to something else. But what has like kept the longevity and your enthusiasm about it?
The funny thing is, no, I never said I was going to leave it. Once I said I got in it, I was going to get in it. I never, my passion for financial aid is kind of funny. I got in just kind of on the administrative side and the federal work study side. But my passion came when I was working, believe it or not, at a for-profit school, Everest Institute, and I was underneath a strong manager. Her name was Ray Thompson, and she is actually my mentor and one of my closest friends. And she taught me about how to understand the regulations, how to do certain things, but she made sure I kept my personality. And my personality is very unique to the financial aid office because I'm very extroverted and bubbly, as they would say, and welcoming, and
Uh-huh.
I can simplify the information and not make it seem like it's a lot and hard to understand.
Hmm.
But also, it really is a passion of mine that I help students that look like me. Like it
Hmm.
really, I enjoy seeing students who are brown, black, Caucasian, or just anybody who come from a low income environment, go to college, change the trajectory of their life, do better, and just give back to the next generation. It's amazing for me. And then just, and don't have any debt.
Hmm.
I'm not a fan of debt and personally or professionally. So if I can help anybody take any type of burden off their life or debt, that's really where I'm at.
Awesome. Awesome. You know what? You mentioned K. Leroy Irvis, and I have to go back and acknowledge him as well from the standpoint of the Act 101 program, which he founded in the state of Pennsylvania for low-income first-generation college students to give them access and to provide those students with support, both academically, counseling-wise, and ensuring that larger numbers of low-income and first-generation students from Pennsylvania could actually have an opportunity to get into college. And I know that because I actually ran the Act 101 program at a couple of universities, Philadelphia University and Drexel University. I ran the Act 101 program. So I just want to put that out there as some information to there may be parents of low income students that are on this video session and just don't know that there's a program that will help your child to succeed when they go to various colleges around the Commonwealth. So I want to put
Right.
that out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. It's a really a good program, honestly.
Hmm.
It really does help. Uh, it does help a lot of students. Um, sorry about that.
Hmm.
It does help a lot of students who go through the Act 101 program succeed and find their way on the post-secondary side. Because a lot of students who may come from different avenues in life. When they get to college, it's pretty much hard to sometimes find themselves. And when they go to the Act
Hmm.
101, they find their family early. Because
Right.
everybody knows when you go to college and you finish college, you gain a college family outside of your normal friends from back home and your regular family, and they
Hmm.
help you succeed as well too.
Right. And that's always a key. When I talk to students to find a home base on campus, whether it's with your advisor, some uh, of the colleges have a multicultural center, or find out in your department, but have a home base of administrators and faculty that support you as you're going through, and that college shouldn't be a lonely experience. College should be an opportunity for you to grow, meet people from around the world, and achieve some of your own dreams and desires. So just taking that initiative, I think, is important about the college experience. And those who succeed do it together with others at the college, not just by themselves. And I mentioned that because I know you were the first person in your family to go to college, but I was, and I can relate to a lot of those challenges in
I
figuring out
was
college itself.
I was not. I was blessed to have my grandmother, my mother, my sister,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and two uncles to go to college to kind of guide that way. But so, you know, but nobody taught me how to study. That was the hard part of college.
Mm-hmm.
Learning how
Right.
to study. That's a different type of energy.
Uh-huh. And that's exactly why I wrote the book, Seven Secrets of How to Study, because I found so many students across Pennsylvania and around the country don't know how to study. They know how to memorize material, but they don't know how to study. So
Right.
that's so in terms of what have you found to be the hardest challenge for students who are applying to FEA the first time?
They don't read the document. They don't read the document. On the PHEAA state grant application, which is the Grant Us application, you can only select one school. However, it has to be the school that you plan on attending. If you decide to change a school, the student has to go back into the application and update the application with the school that they plan on attending, because PHEAA will send the money to the wrong school.
Oh.
So the fee application is really not that hard. It's really
Mhm.
easy. Parents really don't get involved unless the student is selected for verification. And state verification is different from federal verification.
Mhm.
Um, but we just ask, everything now is electronic. When I first started with the agency, everything was snail mail. So now I'm so happy that they finally stepped up to the 2024. So a lot of now everything can be scanned off their phone and uploaded on the doc upload.
Mhm.
Real easy.
Yeah. And I go back to that too. I tell students that when we applied to college, we used to get the applications in the mail. We had to, type it up and, get someone to type it up and get it out and send them, it
Yeah.
was so much more complicated
Yeah,
than just,
I don't envy you guys at all. Because I mean, again, I'm not from Pennsylvania, so I'm a transplant. But
Mhm.
man, I would have had a nightmare personally going through something like that. That would have been a nightmare for me. No.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. So, what have you, in terms of working with the schools, how does FIA work with schools directly? Or,
So are you talking about post-secondary or secondary?
the high schools? How do you work directly with them?
So of course I have I manage the whole city of Philadelphia. So I have relationships with the school district, with the cathedral, with the archdiocese,
Hmm.
state legislative libraries. All the councils in the city kind of know me, which is so funny. I'm like Mr. Popular. And I'm always out there. And what I do is, I send them my schedule a year in advance, and they just schedule me. So I'm
Hmm.
scheduling always a year in advance. And with the new changes of the FAFSA this year, the FAFSA dropped in December 31st. So
Hmm.
right now I'm in financial aid season, which is kind of funny because last year I was kind of dwindling around this time. Financial aid season, FAFSA season was coming to an end, so I was kind of getting ready for like explaining to my juniors what I call junior jumpstart. But this year I'm going right from FAFSA season, and junior jumpstart starts for me around May, June. And
Hmm.
then I go into talking training and updating my post secondaries in the summer. And then I go right back into financial aid FAFSA season, because the new FAFSA opens up in October 1st. This
So
year,
they're
yeah,
moving
this
it
year is
back to where it was.
this year is like, you know, you just go with it.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So that's
So
what.
tell me how, because people may not know what FAFSA is.
So
Tell me
FAFSA
what
is.
that is, just in case, this
Mhm.
might be again their first time listening to this. So,
So FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. This application, you're applying for Pell Grants as well as subsidized and unsubsidized Stafford loans. The subsidized Stafford loan does not accrue interest while you're in school. The unsub does. You can choose as a student to not receiving the sub or unsub if you don't want to have any loans. But a lot of students always with the majority of these students use this application to see the federal Pell Grant, which is free money. Um, after you complete this application, you will see not this application, but the following year, October's application, you will see the Grant Us link at the bottom of the confirmation page that will connect you to the FEA state. Well, went to the Grant Us slash PHEAA state grant application. And then that's how our students are connected to PHEAA as well. Their FAFSA is connected to PHEAA. So that's how those two applications mesh.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Hold on one second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Pardon me, everybody.
It happens. It
We're having to do
happens.
these things at home, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So anyway, um, so who are some of the interesting people that you've met along the way in doing this and that have kept you inspired in your work?
Oh man. Whew, so many. Michelle Obama. I have met yeah, I know, right? That right off the rip, like that's a tough name right there. Like, whoa, Michelle Obama. It has been Senator Vincent Hughes,
Mhm.
definitely State Representative Jordan Harris, Morgan Cephas, Councilwoman Catherine Gilmore Richardson, uh who else? Uh, Sabatina, so many different folks.
Mhm.
Dr. Height, Otis Hackney, so many good counselors. Lillian Rivera, Vanita, all these good counselors. Stephanie Brown, Tony Davenport, all these wonderful, wonderful people
Yeah.
just in the Philadelphia area who just on the Pennsylvania Black Conference side, Dr. John Craig, you, uh, oh gosh, she is going to kill me because I literally just had a blind moment of oh my gosh, what
And
is my I email? Oh my gosh, why am I having this? You can tell it's Sunday.
it'll come back. We'll
She's no,
just
she's my co-director. Uh,
oh.
uh, come on, Dr. Jones. What's Texas? Clarion. Oh my gosh, why can't I
Uh,
forget?
I don't know.
Yes, you can't. Yo, she's in charge of IML and on for the Pennsylvania Black Conference. She just retired.
Um,
Clarion
Car
University.
you talking about Carla?
Carla Roach, of course, but no,
Yeah.
for Clarion University.
Oh,
Brenda
Doctor.
Data. Sorry.
Yeah, Data.
Dr. She would kill me if I charge it to my heart, charge it to my mind, Dr. Data, not my heart. Brenda Data, young folks that inspire me. Danielle Martin, now Dr. Danielle Martin.
Mm.
My colleagues on PHEAA, Tiffany Devan. I really
That's
miss this.
good. That's good.
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah,
to stress you out, but I just want people to know that you
yeah,
know people.
yeah.
And so I always tell people it's not just the person that's in front of you, it's also all the people that they know or that they've met
Hmm.
that you can kind of if you they have those relationships with people, you start mentioning their name, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm aware of that person. And
Oh
so
yeah.
a lot of times young people don't take advantage of not thinking about the person that they're standing in front of them, but who are they connected with and
Hmm.
how they can be helpful to them. So, it's good to take advantage of all the names that he's sharing are people he's actually know. I was thinking also of Representative Joanne McClinton,
Yep.
who was you know, high up in the state now. She's just moving and shaking.
She
And
is definitely moving and shaking. Joanna is moving, and I'm
yeah,
proud, and I'm so proud of her. And then our first Black female mayor for Philadelphia.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah.
things are happening, and I work at Villanova, and Joanne
Hmm.
McClinton is a graduate of our law school. So, you know,
Yep.
had to give kudos out there to that.
I didn't know she went to. She's so highly engaged in LaSalle. That definitely something new. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so what advice would you give to a young person that's just interested in funding college, what are the different ways that they or things they should consider as
Uh,
they're thinking about funding college?
do your research, ask as many questions as possible. There is no such thing as a dumb question in financial aid when you're trying to learn the knowledge
Mhm.
of it. So ask as many and be inquisitive, be teachable, be coachable.
Mm,
Be really like being coachable has got me a further places than a lot of people have expected to be. Um,
mm,
and just be professional as well, be
mhm.
professional and knowing that there's a difference of listening and talking.
Yes, yes. So you've been to a lot of college fairs.
Oh
How
yeah,
can the students get the most out of a college fair? Because it just seems like it's overwhelming. I've been to the one in Philadelphia, and it's like lots and lots of colleges, and they have seminars. And should I have a plan when I go in? What's your advice?
you definitely need to have a plan. I always say attack 10 your 10 top schools at the whatever college fair and spend at least 20 minutes at each school asking as many questions as possible. Uh, and then and then get their contact information and then have a follow-up meeting with
Hmm.
whoever really impacted you the most. And if out of those 10 only 5, then you should have 5 strong follow-up meetings via Zoom, via call, via email, just to get more of an understanding of what you are embarking on and
Hmm.
asking more questions of how to achieve your goal at whatever post-secondary school and getting that degree, but also leaving there with the least amount of student loan debt.
Does PHEAA offer scholarships or resources to help students with scholarships?
Uh, we offer we do offer resources for students to receive scholarships during our financial aid presentation. There is a slide that has about 30 websites, but
Mhm.
PHEAA also has special programs that students might qualify outside the normal state grant award.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And does that automatically get applied when they submit
No,
their application?
some of them have separate applications.
Okay.
Yep.
So be aware of that. Now be aware that, sometimes, and I even tell the students when they're applying to Villanova University in our financial aid section, you have to apply to each one of the scholarships. Not, it's not like the common application where you file one and then it just goes to all. No, you have to look at the individual requirements of the application itself
Yep.
and, make sure that you're applying. One recommendation I do give to students is that they might have a few essays that they keep because a lot of essays are the same, and just make sure you make adjustments as you're submitting those essays to individuals. So you're not. My main thing with scholarship is you should keep applying. Keep applying. I wrote a scholarship workbook as well, and I tell students just keep applying. Even when you get in undergrad and you now have a GPA, some scholarships don't offer you the opportunity unless you have a GPA. So students stop applying sometimes when they get into college. They think, "Oh, I'm done with the whole scholarship search." And my daughter has won thousands of dollars in scholarships while she was in college because she qualified with her GPA and they were available. In fact, some of the scholarships didn't have enough people applying. So,
Yeah. That's
you
what I've
know,
been trying to preach to my son. I'm like, hey, keep going for it, but girls and boys different.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell the story of any student that you are proud of that they, got their financial aid and they've graduated from college now? Do you have any students that stand out in your mind?
Oh yeah. I got one 5 years ago. His name was Louis Ortiz. He was coming out of Philadelphia, building 21, which is in I want to say the North Philly area. Um, Lewis was really strong. I met him
Mhm.
when he was a junior. I was doing a junior jumpstart presentation, and he came up to me. He established that he wanted to do this. Uh, he wanted to be a um, economics major or something like that.
Mhm.
And his family did not have enough money, but his grades were so high that he wanted to be the top of his class. He wound up graduating building 21 the following year at the top of his class and getting a full ride at Penn State.
Oh, awesome.
And he wound up not only did he finish Penn State in 4 years, he graduated with no student loan debt. He wound up getting a big job at think the I don't know if this is the right hospital, but it's in Camden by Rutgers. And he's
Hmm.
one of the big wigs. And he wound up buying his mother a house 2 years
Wow.
after he finished his bachelor's degree because he had no student loan debt. And they now moved from Philadelphia to Jersey based off of Lewis's grind. So I'm so proud of Lewis. I'm so proud of that guy.
That's
And
amazing.
I see him every other 3 months. I mean, we talk, but I'm so proud of him.
Hmm.
And he just stayed focused the whole time. He just made sure he had no student loan debt. He kept a 3.8 GPA at Penn
Hmm.
State and just was going.
Did his thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
I think that it's so important that as you look at individuals who may not have considered college, that they recognize that there's money there. There's a program called Gear Up, and that's
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons why Gear Up was founded. It was to encourage individuals who were in the younger grades, the middle school it started with, to let them know that there will be financial aid when they graduate, and just to like take away that whole dialogue from the parent that there's not won't be financial aid for my child. And another place where you can look at for opportunities to save money is with community colleges.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found it to be really beneficial to take advantage of PHEAA and financial aid, going to a community college first, and then to a four-year, college after finishing that? Have you had that experience?
Oh yeah, listen, I always tell students, sometimes going to a traditional four-year college might not be your plan or might not be your goal. So if you want to save about $30,000, look at a community college. Even if you can do dual enrollment at high school, it's
Hmm.
free college classes, save yourself money. And by the time you get to community college, you're doing your core classes, getting them out the way. And by the time you transfer over to a traditional school, you're already, again, $30,000 less in debt and you graduate on time and it's an easier transition because you know the workload.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's an opportunity for you to um, be met with instructors that want to engage with you. And they may not have as large classes at the community college. So you
Mhm.
want to look for yourself, in yourself, what is your desire? What background do you think you have? So that may be the place to start. Other students, they'll start in a four-year college, but it's just about getting the exposure. And then, we want as many people to be successful, not just going, that because we've supported them, that they're actually graduating. And that's the whole goal. Supported them financially, the money is available. You have to apply. It's not going to just come to you by, osmosis. You have to actually take the steps to take advantage of it. And that's why I wanted to bring Ron Felder tonight to let you know who is one of those people who is available to you. um,
Yeah.
so how do you visualize this you just said there's going to be a new um,
Yeah.
how do you visualize what it's going to do? Is it going to be different?
I think it's going to be extremely more computer savvy and easier to navigate. The application should be is relatively lesser of verbiage.
Hmm.
I think it'll be, well, when I say easier, a better streamlined process from the FAFSA to the grant us application. I think it'll be easier for students to upload if they have any verification, to understand what they need to complete and make sure that they're receiving their aid on time and know that they have to keep a certain grade point average in order to be um, academic approved. A student has to
Hmm.
have cannot be on student academic progress to receive they have to be above student academic progress to receive federal aid and state aid. So,
Okay,
yep,
excellent.
yep.
Yeah. So I didn't want to make this long. I really appreciate you coming out. Is there any last things you'd like to share, or how they can get in contact with you? Any of that?
You can always get in contact with me if you go to PHEAA's website underneath the PA School Services tab. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Underneath the PA School Services tab, that's where my department is. I'm available. There's my email, my telephone number is there. I always tell students, do your research. Uh, School is not, colleges are not cheap. Some of them are not getting cheaper. So you want to make sure that you want to, your objective is to get that degree, but your objective is also to not
Yes.
leave in debt. So have fun in college. These are the best 4 years of your life. You'll never get them back again.
Yes.
But be very, very smart, because once it's over, you want to make sure your financial endeavors are easier to manage. So that's
Yeah.
my pivot.
Absolutely. And where you can, sometimes you might need to take a loan, but if you can avoid it, get as much aid as you possibly can so you don't have to deal with that. So I want to thank Ron Felder for coming with me tonight to have this conversation. Again, if you want to get my Ultimate Scholarship Guide book, or the 7 Secrets of How to Study, or the Parents Ultimate Education Guide, you can go to drjonesbooks.com. That's DRJONES books.com. You certainly can also email me at stephenjones with a second S at rcn.com. So thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing from you. And watch all of the other podcasts I put out there to help you to improve all your access to education and to give you advice on your careers. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jones, for having me.
You're welcome.